My mother didn't know that King James was King of England. She just thought God sent him here to write this. She didn't know King James was such a weird, strange homosexual. He hated women so bad he killed his mother, and his lover was Buckingham Palace. Who was Buckingham? His name was his lover was Lord Buckingham, who Buckingham Palace is named after. Oh, come on, y'all. So where do you go? Where do it go? You know. And so one.
So it kind of brings us to King James the sixth and the first. He was a black man. Okay. Now you can go to the National Portrait Gallery and you will see a white guy looking back at you, but those portraits were basically repainted. Okay. What couldn't be painted over were engravings. And in the 1611 Bible, there's an engraving of a black man. He was actually, again, an Israelite of the royal house of Judah, descended from the Pharaoh's line. Okay, that what came in through France. Sorry, yeah, got there, told you. Yeah, so he was the one who had the Bible translated as faithfully as possible at the time. Because it says in the foreword, actually, that there were people, and he meant the Roman Catholic Church, who wanted to destroy the word of the Most High. And he didn't want that to happen. So that's why he had the Bible translated. He sat on the thrones of England, Scotland, Ireland, and France, actually. And he unified them into one kingdom. And I said there's the bogus painting of James. He's been smeared with allegations of homosexuality and sleeping with his mother, but they're all baseless claims. Because how can you be homosexual and have 9 children with your wife? You have to have an awful lot of sex to get 9 children, I think. So yeah, more pictures, engravings of him. And there's an engraving of James and his wife Anne of Denmark with a afro. Yeah. So he reunited the tribes of Israel in England. Right? The Union Jack means the reunification of Jacob. Okay, that's why under the throne, the coronation throne, is the stone of Scone, which is the stone of destiny, the stone of Jacob, the stone that Jacob rested his head on when he wrestled with an wrestled with an angel. Same thing, really. So yeah, that's why that stone is there, because this country is the New Jerusalem. You know, I probably wondered why that song Jerusalem comes from. Guy Fawkes was actually an agent of the Roman Catholic Church, and he wasn't about trying to get rid of Parliament. He was trying to assassinate James. Yeah, because the Roman Catholic Church wanted to stop the Bible being translated.
Well, Parliament was Protestant anyway, so that would have served them as well.
Probably, but the main aim was to kill James. So this is James' grandson, Charles II. Okay, there's also a white-niced version of him, but one painting did survive, and it matches up with again an engraving of Charles II, and he was the last of the Stuart line. And what happened was the Roman Catholic Church, or let's put it the Ashkenazi bloodline, basically finally succeeded in removing this royal line off the throne. and they replaced it with an Ashkenazi German bloodline. So what happened to the black peoples of the British Isles? Well, if you look closely at, I just want to draw your attention to one of the definitions of Negro. Number 3, any person with some Negro ancestors. Okay, just keep that in mind. This is, I'm just going to show you here, this is an example of what happened to these people.
The trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots. Perhaps the time has come to reinstitute an old custom. Grant then, prima nocte. First night, when any common girl inhabiting their lands is married, our nobles shall have sexual rights to her on the night of her weighing. If we can't get them out, we'll beat them out.
So that's basically what happened to them. They were the ones that remained in this country, and I'm going to go a bit into that in a little while, but ones that remained in this country were essentially just bred out. And I'm just going to show you what that process looks like.
As you know, every Aborigine born in this state comes under my control. Notice, if you will, the half-caste child, and there are ever-increasing numbers of them. Now, what is to happen to them? Are we to allow the creation of an unwanted third race? Should the coloureds be encouraged to go back to the black? Or should they be advanced to white status and be absorbed in the white population? Now, time and again I'm asked by some white man, if I marry this coloured person, will our children be black? And as chief protector of Aborigines, it is my responsibility to accept or reject those marriages. But here is the answer. 3 generations. Half-blood grandmother, quadroon daughter, octoroon grandson. Now, as you can see, in the 3rd generation, or 3rd cross, no trace of native origin is apparent. The continuing infiltration of white blood finally stamps out the black color. The Aboriginal has simply been bred up.
So you see, it only takes 3 generations to remove the colour. This is one.
My grandma is full Zulu.
Yeah. Well, you'll see later on. It's actually more prevalent than you think. Yeah. So while I was researching this, I was looking at a book called "Nature Knows No Colour Lines," and I read this paragraph about a famous writer, Dr. Samuel Johnson, and his Negro servant, Frank Barber, or Francis Barber. And as I was reading this, somebody sent me a video, and it was just amazing. I just happened to be reading this at the right time. And it was this.
Francis had a son called Isaac. Isaac had a son called Enoch. Enoch had a son called Edward. Edward had a son called Norman. And Norman had a son called Cedric, and that's me. And it's as direct as that. That's my family tree on my father's side, going back 250 years.
Historians sometimes say that there's a mystery about the disappearance of the black Georgian population that we know numbered thousands. But really the answer to that mystery is you.
Yes. We're going around in disguise, in camouflage, walking about the place, and many people don't know. But I'm glad that I know. I'm proud of that, because they're mine, and because it's my history, and I feel sorry for people who don't know.
There you have it. I mean, that guy, if I walk past him in the street, I'll just assume he's just an ordinary white guy. But, you know, go back to the definition I told you. Yeah, he's a Negro. Yeah, just a white-niced Negro. And there are many, many people walking around not knowing that they're actually white-niced Negroes. This is a friend of mine on Facebook, and I was talking to her about this topic, and she suddenly realised, and she said to me, "My dad's black." I didn't know. My dad is black, and there he is underneath there. Yeah, he's got an afro. If you look at his features, you know, he's got black features, except he's got white skin, and his parents were white, but he's a Negro. And Michelle herself is she's Welsh, and you can see in her face, you know, she's got full lips, yeah? That's slightly less full than mine, say. She's got a slightly broader nose. And when the sun comes out, she goes immediately very, very dark, okay? And I put that next to it from 1911, describing the little dark Welshman, which she descends from. Also from the book Nature Knows No Colour Lines. This is a part of the history of the Moors, okay? And when I say the Moors, I don't mean you know, the Arab African people. I'm talking about the offspring of Sir Thomas More, okay? This is from the Welsh. This illustration is from the Welsh. The Yorkshire genealogist, yeah, showing the heraldry of Sir Thomas More from Yorkshire. The Yorkshire Moors were not a place; they were a people. The Moors around this country are not places; they are about people. I told you the custom was to name places after people. Yeah, so all these places that are named Moor tells you that this was a place where black people lived. So this is another book I was looking at during my research. It's from a guy who was employed as a spy, basically, by the King William, I think King William of Orange, to actually try and figure out who amongst the noblemen they wanted to get rid of, basically. So when you look through this book, it literally gives you a description, a physical description of all the noblemen that were in the court at that time. And I've just sort of looked at, taken a sample here. But Charles, Duke of St Albans, yeah, he is of a black complexion, yeah. Charles Fitzroy, oh sorry, hang on a sec. Yeah, Charles, Duke of St Albans, is the son of King Charles II, yeah. He's a black man and black complexion, sorry. So it's very like the king. Charles Lettuce, son of King Charles II. You know, well-shaped, black complexion, much like King Charles. Same thing. You know, son to King Charles II is George Fitzroy. A tall black man, like his father, the king. Yeah, there's no doubt about this. So I went through this book, looking at all the descriptions of the noblemen and pulling out their names, because some of them, you know, gives you the names George Fitzroy and not just their titles. So most people with those names, you know, these names that I pulled out of this book, probably descend from black people. And that's just a sampling of the ones I got from this book. Anybody with a name like that up there? Anybody? Yeah, 1, 2.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.